Namaste, Namaskaram, Namo Namah, Go Corona. Today we are going to discuss the concept of business finance. So welcome to the lecture of business finance. First of all, question arises, what is finance? According to Khan and Chen, finance may be defined as the art and science of managing money. Now the question arises, what is art and what is science? Science is systematic knowledge over any field, but art is the practical knowledge application of science. So finance may be defined as the art and science of managing money. There are three types of finance, and the three types are on the basis of the purpose of use or purpose of the finance. First, business finance, which is also called corporate finance. Second, personal finance. Third, public finance. Now, in detail, we are going to discuss each one. First is business finance. According to H. Gottman and H. Dougal, business finance is defined as the activities concerned with the planning, raising, controlling, and administering funds used in the business. So according to this definition, the business finance involves a series of activities which are used in the business. The first is the planning for the funds, which funds to be raised. Third, how to control, like suppose at cash management, inventory management, and administering funds, how to administer funds for the business purpose. It is concerned with procurement and utilization of funds for business. So two things here. Procurement means how to acquire, how to raise, how to get the fund, and utilization, the proper use of the fund. So business finance is related to how do we get the fund and how do we optimally use funds for the business. As discussed, it is also called corporate finance. Third part, personal finance. Personal finance is defined as the mindful planning of monetary spending and saving, while also considering the possibilities of future risk. So two things here I want to highlight. First is spending and second is saving. Suppose if a person manages well or manages spending and saving activities, that will come under personal finance, but that person has also keep in mind about the risk associated with the investment. Personal finance may involve paying for education, financing durable goods such as real estate and cars, buying insurance, health and property insurance, investing and saving for retirement. So suppose that we are going to purchase a flat in an apartment. How much money will be spent? What will be return in terms of rental income? If we are thinking about the purchasing a flat, that will come under the purview of personal finance. Let us take another example. Suppose we want to purchase car or any insurance. So what are the benefits involved, return involved, and what are the risks associated with that? That all will come under finance. Now the question arises, what is public finance? Remember students, the difference between all these three types is due to for the purpose of use of finance. If finance is used for business finance. If finance is used for personal finance. If finance is used for government and public, that is public finance. Public finance describe finance as related to government and related public entities. Example, school district or agencies. It is a branch of economics that assesses the government revenue and government expenditure of the public authority ones. So again two terms, government revenue and expenditure. So if government manages the tax collection, what are the money spent for tax collection, and what are the revenue collected as a tax. So if government manages these aspects, that will come under public finance. Now the question arises, in any financial activities or decision in financial management, what are the basic fundamentals on which we can take decision? And the two fundamental thing is risk and return. Now again question arises, what is risk and what is return? Return is the actual income received plus any change in market price of an asset or investment. Total return is equal to annual return plus capital gain. Suppose if we take example of equity share or debenture. In case of equity share, dividend is annual return. In case of debenture, interest is annual return. If market price changes, suppose market price is 100 and it becomes 120. So price at the end is 120 and price in the beginning was 100. So difference between these two is capital gain. Capital gain is price at the end minus price in the beginning. So total return is the summation of annual return and capital gain. Now come to the second basic dimension of financial decision, that is risk. Risk is the variability of actual return from the expected return associated with a given asset. So if we talk about what does really risk, it is variability of actual return from the expected return. Suppose that if an investor expects that 10% return will come from the investment, but if the actual return increases to 15% or reduces to 5%, so variation in either side, either it may increase or decrease. If there is more variation in the return, then this variability is regarded as risk. Now there are many types of risk, but if we talk about total risk is measured by standard deviation or coefficient of variation. Standard deviation is an absolute measurement of risk, but coefficient of variation is expressed always in percentage. It is helpful for comparing. So the question arises, how do we calculate CV? CV is equal to coefficient of variation equal to standard deviation divided by mean into 100. There is separate lecture on this part in another video. Now come to the next topic. Let us discuss traditional phase of finance and modern phase of finance. First of all, we will discuss on the time dimension, which up to which time period we call as traditional phase of finance, 1950. So finance up to 1950 is traditional phase or initial phase of the finance. After 1950, it is modern phase of finance. Third, finance was part of economics, but now the finance is not part of economics. It has become a separate discipline, separate subject. Initially, finance was not a separate subject. Next point, finance function was not a part of regular managerial operation. So it was an episodic event, irregular event. But now finance has become a regular activity. It is part of regular managerial operations. Next point. In case of traditional phase of finance, the emphasis was to consider the interest of outsiders. Finance was viewed from the supplier of the funds. How can we supply funds? That is under the purview of traditional phase. But now it is not only from the outsider perspective, it considers the inside perspective also. Modern phase of finance emphasis to consider the interest of outsider as well as insiders. It was viewed from both perspective, from demand perspective and from supply perspective. In case of traditional finance, the focus was on long-term sources of finance such as equity share, debenture, bonds, etc. But in case of modern phase of finance, it focuses on both short-term as well as long-term. Example of short-term is bank credit, bills receivable, commercial papers, certificate of deposit, etc. Traditional phase of finance is descriptive in nature, but modern phase of finance is more analytical in nature. So that is the basic difference between traditional phase and modern phase. So in this lecture, we discussed what is finance and its types. After that, I discussed what are the two basic dimension or fundamental on which we can take financial decision, that was risk and return. And at the end of this lecture, we discussed about the traditional phase and modern phase of finance. That's all. Thank you very much. In next video we will talk about objectives of FM. Thank you.